Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first Legacy Fight Night of November. My name is Chaotic Bear. I'm joined here with Astrid. How's it going, Astrid?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. Got some actual spice here in all of these matches here. Well,
Yeah. Taking a look at the matchups here, there's definitely some decks I'm excited to see, and there's also some Legacy standbys. It's not all spice, but it'll be fun to see here. Our first match is so tonight's theme is mod fight, kind of a throwback. We used to do these more often, but just we have Ivan here in the first round, Mr. Jack Dex in the second round, and Dr. Leo in the third round. Ivan today is on a Witch House Enchantress brew, so a few days late for Halloween. Champagne on Esper Vial. Do you have strong feelings about either one of these decks, Astrid?
strong feelings, very different sorts. Like Witch House is just like, oh, the players are starting already.
Oh wow.
We're seeing a flooded strand from Champagne. Let's see. Both players have kept 7. We're seeing a basic island in the blind.
Yeah. Esper Vial, one of those decks that I think, especially if you Ether Vial in turn 1, then
Yeah,
isn't
it
too
makes
bad.
more sense.
The
mana in Esper Vial can be very punishing, though, if something happens to that vial.
Yeah. We've seen Witch House at least once here on the stream before. I think Beyonce just another one of our mods played it a few months ago. So it'll be exciting to see it go off if he can power through that through Champagne's disruption.
Yep.
So turn 1, gonna put a which giant growth variant is that one?
That's an abundant growth.
Abundant growth.
It's
okay.
the Arkham's Astrolabe before there was Arkham's Astrolabe.
Right. So ideal start from Ivan there. Just gonna get the ramp going. Deck seems very, very mana heavy or mana hungry. Sarah Sanctum being the only.
Both of them,
Yeah.
really. I assume there's going to be Utopia Sprawls in Ivan's list too for.
Yeah, 4
extra
Utopia Sprawls,
mana.
4 Wild Growth, and 4 Abundant Growth. So 12 total turn 1 rip there.
Well, Abundant Growth is just fixing. The other 2 are ramp.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of mana uses on both sides. It'll be interesting to see how they grind.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be one of those matches that ends on turn 2 here.
That
2 mana there. That's
is a bad sign.
Yeah. Yeah, if this results, that's great for Evan.
Yeah, that's a must counter if ever there was one.
Yeah. What a good card from a newer set for this deck. I mean, it's not exactly a tier 1 deck anyway, but just being a fun deck that also gets new tools feels great.
All right, we're seeing a Tundra fetch. Looks like the Destiny Spinner has resolved, and this is an end of turn fetch.
Nice. That means all of Ivan's enchantments will be resolving then. As he draws something here on the table.
Looks like a Swords to Plowshares. We'll be taking care of that.
That explains why it resolved.
And then
Champagne, not a lot of no 1-drops in the deck. It looks like to take advantage of Ether Vial and 1 there, but certainly gonna start getting some advantage off of that.
Yep. Deck used to play a few copies of Mother of Runes, but that's since been dropped for better grinding in late game.
Yeah, I've always admired the deck. I like toolbox decks in general, and Esper Vial is one of those that has a lot of fun stuff. Speaking of toolbox,
the first recruiter coming in. There's always going to be another one.
Meddling Mage. So Champagne obviously knows what they're up against here. It looks like not a lot of Destiny Spinners out of other decks, I don't guess. You think you just go ahead and power this out now? And if so, what do you name?
Let's see. not being intimately familiar with Ivan's deck, I'm sure Champagne isn't intimately familiar with it either. It's not exactly a stock deck. But Living Wish is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I haven't played against it enough or seen it enough to have a strong handle on it either. I feel like in the blind I would name Argothian Enchantress just because that's a card I know is in the deck and is very powerful. But
a card has not been named yet.
we're fine. Our table spotter, Dr. Leo, this round is keeping us up to date with all the slow tanking going on Champagne's side here. But big decision.
And
Nate.
Utopia Sprawl.
Yep.
Interesting. I mean, not bad.
Certainly a card that we know is in the deck. And Vial Secure is casting for us with that nice label on the Bendling Mage for us. I have 3 mana already. A lot of thinking going on. Finds a Bayou. What a... Oh, is Doomwake Giant the only black card in his main deck? Yeah.
Looks like it. And then Leyline of the Void plus a second Doomwake in the sideboard. You don't really need much extra mana to cast. Yeah. But yeah, a lack of decay is a little unusual.
Yeah, all of that coming off of 1 Bayou in the deck too. 1 Bayou, 4 Windswept Heaths. So there's of course some fixing with the land enchantments as well.
And here comes a Sterling Grove, which has resolved. Yep. That's
see another abundant
also growth? Maybe problem. Yep, and another abundant growth.
Yeah, Champagne, of course, doesn't seem to have a whole lot of ways of getting rid of enchantments in the main deck. I guess there's things like Flicker Wisp, Skyclave Apparition.
Well, Recruiter on the deck means you've got plenty of copies of Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah, as you are all too familiar with.
I would not be too worried about removal.
Yeah. So crunch for 3.
I think some pretty specific cards to disrupt. Something
Champagne
like that.
Champagne notably not taking up the Ether Vial this turn to 3. I wonder if there's something important in hand.
We're gonna have to see.
Soul Herder, yes. Love this card.
Okay, yeah. There will be plenty of Skyclaves.
Yes, absolutely. Soul Herder, another card we don't see a whole lot of in Legacy. At the end of each one of Champagne's turns, they'll get to flicker one of their own creatures to get a +1/+1 counter on Soul Herder. So in this case, just going to go get that apparition you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Champagne's version is, of course, much fancier than mine.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the availability of some of these new cards. When the collector's boosters have just kept a lot of the prices down on the fancy versions, which has been nice. But I still haven't got my apparitions yet. I just keep getting beaten by them and not buying them myself.
Can't beat them.
Apparently, I can't beat them, and I'm not joining them.
You can see the Skyclave Apparition, little plug, at work in last week's finals.
Yep. Congratulations, Astrid, taking down last week's Saturday weekly. I think my combined record in the last 3 events is something like 2 and 8. It's pretty bad.
Sometimes tax is just, I don't know. Let's see. Are we seeing a card hit the table here?
Very methodical over there. But quickly can fall behind.
He is pondering, but not in the Magic the Gathering way. Maybe Thank you, Doc.
Yeah.
Maybe he is thinking about playing something, or maybe he's thinking about Christmas and all the joy he brings to children in the bayou.
Oh, so yeah,
Um,
that's a notable choice of duel here for Ivan.
hmm
So, Estrud's Invocation, one of sort of like a Vesuvian doppelganger, I guess, but for enchantments.
This is where I make that inevitable pun of Astrid's Invocation.
Yeah. I didn't make that connection, but I probably should have. So
Yep.
So copying Sterling Grove, then all of these have Shroud. I guess you can of course just crack that as a tutor. It really feels like Ivan is falling behind here, though. Um, at some point, solitary confinement or elephant grass might help stem that bleeding, but Champagne already has just so much removal at their fingertips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at this point, it's not necessarily will he be able to actually remove everything as much as will he actually be able to close out the game in a reasonable time frame.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
a
think there's
second meddling mage ought to do the trick.
Oh, absolutely. That Soul Herder is just also going to continue to grow. I think this might actually just be lethal in almost 2 turns. That's 7 power on the board already.
Yep.
Let's see what the name is here. Dr. Leo on Table Spotter, not super patient. It looks like naming elephant grass. Okay.
Elephant grass has been named.
Yeah, that's certainly one way for Ivan to pillow fort out of this, and I don't think I would have remembered the card Solitary Confinement existed. This, like we said, this is a deck that we just don't get to see enough of.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly capable of some powerful plays, as you see from the one of Emrakul on the sideboard to hardcast.
Yeah. Good call on the elephant grass. There is enough mana there for solitary confinement, but it will be more difficult to keep confinement going when Ivan is under pressure like this then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Champagne, we know, just has the answer in hand with that Skyclave.
A second soul herder. That's just
Wonderful. Oof.
That's just rubbing it in at this point.
Oh, you love to see it. So I feel like this one. I bet Ivan plays it out, but this feels like it couldn't be more over to me.
Yeah. I guess all you could really do is what? Toxic Deluge off of the Bayou, which isn't actually in the deck. Okay.
No, I mean, actually, it would start with Zoomwake Giant.
Ivan has given a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he would, what other choice he would have here. You know, if Ivan could somehow cast Zoomwake Giant.
Prez pointing out that solitary confinement would actually have Shroud, meaning.
Oh, that's a good point.
And Estrid's Invocation was copying.
Also Sterling Grove.
The Sterling Grove, so they will permanently have Shroud.
Yeah, I was assuming that Ivan might have to crack one of them to tutor, which would soften it a little bit. That's a good point that everything right now is protected. They're protecting
and
each
the
other.
double stirring, yeah. Covering for each other.
Yeah.
Showing solidarity.
So is that another name on the... Oh, okay. We actually see a
Wild
Growth.
Growth.
All right.
Instead of solitary. I know, instead of elephant grass.
Yep. So Soul Herder, they're just getting to reset the Meddling Mage. Escher's Invocation can only copy enchantments you control. I guess there's not anything on Champagne's side. I want the Vesuvian Doppelganger effect here to be relevant, but there's just nothing else to copy, so it doesn't matter. So it looks like, I mean, Champagne does have lethal on the board. It looks like 2, 4, 6, one short of lethal, unless those are plus one plus one
2,
counter. So yeah,
4,
that's actually lethal.
5, 9, 12. Exactly lethal.
The Soul Hoarders, that clock is growing quickly with the Soul Hoarders because that represents 7 points of
That
damage there.
is a Destiny spinner, which might be on chump blocking duty.
Yeah, I don't see how that could do anything.
Nope.
There's
Elephant
Grass.
grass. Okay, that is going to be annoying.
Yeah. Those Soul Hoarders, of
Yep.
course, are going to outclass a lot of what's going on Ivan's side, but
The Pillow Fort holds for now.
yeah. Elephant Grass, they have to pay 2, so that's like propaganda there, except with cumulative upkeep and black creatures can't attack you. Champagne, not a lot of black creatures in the list. Just the Baleful Strixes, I think. Plague Engineer, one Plague Engineer in the main. I bet he loves that mage changing its target. Yeah.
I always
I haven't
forget
had that.
about how good Elephant Grass is. Yeah. I mean, Ghostly Prison, but it costs 1 mana. And
Yeah.
I think I saw Ivan pointing to the Estrid's Invocation. You can do a trick where you can if you have an Estrid's Invocation, you can copy the Elephant Grass, and then you can flicker it on, and then Estrid's Invocation lets you flicker it for free on your upkeep every turn. So you never have to pay cumulative upkeep.
It's an
But of
interesting
course,
trick. Yeah.
flickering it right now means that you can't have the double Sterling Grove.
Yeah,
Let's
that
see.
apparition doesn't have a target right now. Because Destiny Spinner is also an enchantment. So I guess
Skyclave has entered end of turn. I don't think it can hit anything.
Yeah, there's nothing on that side of the board that it can exile. But maybe, I guess that's just coming down as a body, and it's something you can flicker for sure. It doesn't have flying or anything. Yeah, and it has to be you don't control, so that's just a body.
Can still attack with the giant, with the 4/4 at this point.
Yeah, I think you easily get in there with the. These can't all attack. We need to remember. Okay, Champagne catching the Elephant Grass.
Being stuck on 3 lands here being an issue. Recruiter of the Guard with a Vial on 4.
Yeah, but I mean, you have
What
Vincer
could you be
Palace
fetching?
Jailer. You have Vincer and Palace
Venser.
Jailer, but it doesn't do anything. You all of Ivan's stuff has Shroud.
Well, I guess. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that's pretty clever, actually. If I had to guess, Champagne's gonna bounce Ivan's lands.
Yeah, that
And
works.
then
That's true.
and then make Elephant Grass die to cumulative upkeep at some point.
Yeah,
You get a free bounce from vialing it in, and then a second bounce every turn from
that is disgusting.
Soul Herder.
And it is not non-lane permanent. So yeah, that's gonna work, and Ivan is gonna really hate his life here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
And the aura is been okay. So the luck is being challenged. So, okay, another meddling mage is being changed once again.
Gonna get confirmation from the spotter there, but that would actually make sense why Champagne was trying to name ramp things here, so Ivan can't draw out of it, I guess. But yeah, just gonna eat another one of Ivan's lands here. So Ivan can pay for it this turn with no other action.
Elephant Grass has been named again.
So
Cumulative upkeep happens. Ivan in the tank.
he has put the age counter on it, it looks like.
But yeah.
Aggressively tap it.
Ivan can still draw Sanctum and cast Solitary Confinement. True. That does not, however, you can't easily draw out, keep drawing with Solitary Confinement if you don't have mana.
Yeah, Ivan is unlikely to cast. He'll never be able to cast more than one spell a turn. He would need to get an Enchantress out and have some way of recasting enchantments. But we'll see what happens here.
We will see 1 mana being tapped.
I mean, Wild Growth is unlocked now, so it could be Wild Growth.
Flickering. All right. Grass has been paid for. Basic Forest has been played, and another Abundant Growth being cycled.
Those will be 2 juicy targets for Venser next turn there. So, I mean, Ivan, I guess, can stabilize on 4 mana here just because Venser will only be able to hit 1 thing a turn from now on, but just not sure what that does. I hate to feel like I'm rooting against my fellow mod here, but oh, the Wasteland. Oh, gross.
Never
All right.
mind.
He will stabilize on 0 lands.
Let's see. How many Wastelands is Champagne running? 2. Okay, this looks like a pretty stock list. Last time I played Esper, I played 1.
So many creatures here for the beats, but can't do anything about that Elephant Grass. See some flickers in a turn. I assume it's Venser and Baleful Strix probably. The Soul Herders are looking real big.
And recruiting for Palace Jailer.
Yep. And I mean, that's just going to be another body unless Ivan gets rid of both of his Sanctums, or his Sterling Groves, but I don't know how he would do that.
All right, let's see.
There's your elephant grass trick.
Okay. The elephant grass trick has happened, except it doesn't work as well. The elephant grass trick kind of needs 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because you still need the elephant grass.
It's sort of like the old Glacial Chasm Thespian stage combo in lands.
Yeah, this is just buying him another turn.
Lady if you disenchant rip Ivan's lands. Yeah, I mean, at least aren't getting destroyed, I guess.
The shields are down.
Still no target for this Palace Jailer. We'll just have to make sure the players keep that in mind.
No target, but you can still become the monarch.
That's a good point.
Because that Destiny Spinner is not attacking in anytime soon.
Never will.
And those Soul Herders are both going to be lethal attackers in their own right pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I feel like you just paid the 2 mana and just start swinging with the Soul Herders, right?
I mean, do you have anything better to do with your mana at this point?
It definitely feels like you just got the hard luck. You're just waiting for Ivan to pick it up. Although here's all right. Teferi just doesn't do anything either. I guess it plus ones unless he wants to bounce his own creature. He could bounce his own Venser here. That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
But I guess it doesn't do anything because Ivan only has 1 land now. But gonna do it anyway. Draw a card. He can't bounce. Oh, he can bounce Sterling Grove. That's right, because it's no longer the copy is Elephant Grass now. Good
Sterling.
Good point,
okay, let's see what I have in here.
Okay, so yeah, that Escher's Invocation is an Elephant Grass, not a backup Sterling Grove. So this works now.
All right. Okay.
Oh yeah, so then you have any number of ways of getting rid of Elephant Grass here. Then
Venser has been bounced. I think yeah, he cracked the Sterling Grove.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Find Utopia Sprawl, which has no longer been meddled.
The left meddling mage is still labeled Utopia Sprawl, but I'm not. I assume that is still accurate.
Venser has been vialed in and is bouncing the Invocation. Interesting choice.
Well, I mean, this just means you have to win this turn, right? Unless Ivan has some
Oh,
weird
good
trick.
point. Yeah.
Magic players hate this one weird trick. They don't want you to know. Attacking for lethal.
And that will make game 1.
That'll be the definition of a clickbait article. All right, so I have to imagine Champagne doesn't have anything in here specifically for Enchantress. 1 Swords of Plowshares, an Aether Sworn Canonist, 2 Gilded Drake, 1 Lavinia, a Remorseful Cleric, 2 Rest in Peace, 3 Force of Negation, 2 more Plague Engineer for the one on the side, 1 Savin's Reclamation, and 1 Skyclave Apparition. What are you excited by there?
A second Skyclave? Yes. I think Force of Negation could be a good thing. Canonist is great here.
Yeah,
And I'd
Canonist
probably
is
bring in the
compelling.
extra swords just for the sake of Destiny Spinner and Doomwake Giant also. You don't want those things messing with you, so
Oh no, absolutely not. It looks like, I mean, he also just has so many tools in the main deck. It looks like, but I agree. Those
and
are
yeah.
Ivan.
And then
Let's see.
Peacekeeper may or may not be useful. It's a little weird. Probably worth keeping.
Yeah, that can definitely let you you dictate when creatures can attack, for sure.
Yeah.
I could see Ivan getting off to a quick start here and sort of.
Ivan doesn't actually have much to bring in. 1 choke, 1 back to basics, 1 stony silence,
Yep,
and 1 carpet of flowers could all be good. But the
absolutely.
rest are mostly just wishboard.
Yeah, the Living Wish means that all that is just a wish board. I mean, I would love to have like Collector Oof or Quetzali Pride Mage, but you're right. I mean, they're just better in the sideboard, I think. You have more copies of them. Quetzali Pride Mage is a card that I like to play in Legacy, and I don't see a lot of other people playing. I feel like Knight of Autumn has kind of replaced that.
For the most
slot.
part, it seems like it.
It's 1 mana cheaper though.
Not if you want to blow the thing up.
That's true. It plays around days, I guess. I don't know. It's just a card I enjoy.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, I
Keep
think that.
enjoying it.
Yeah,
It's not. If it's worse than Knight of Autumn, it's by a pretty small margin.
yeah. I think we all probably have some of those minor preferences that we just sort of maybe make worse decisions than optimal sometimes.
Tell me about it. D&T server still will not stop giving me flack.
About which controversial decision?
A number of them, but
That seems like one of those decks where everyone is on a pretty stock build. I guess there aren't a lot of flex spots on the deck right now, right?
no, they're not. And Esper Vial's like that too. Let's see. I did actually play Esper Vial once or twice, like in a Magic Online league. Deck's good if a little cute sometimes.
Yeah, it looks like a blast. I tried to put together a BAMP version of this a few months ago, and it was fine, but it doesn't have the same control tools that Black gives it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and Bant isn't quite one of the main reasons you would want to be in green back then was for Knight of Autumn, and of course, Skyclave exists now, so
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
Having
need for Knight of Autumn is not quite as.
I'm pretty sure my deck list just began with 4 of the green blue one that gets you a land.
Oh, that.
Suddenly blanking on the name. The card no one plays from it's from Dissension.
Chat's gonna know it.
Chad will definitely know it.
Uh,
Icefen Codal has ruined me. I just keep wanting to think Icefen Codal. But those were in there too.
oh, Coiling
Coiling
Oracle.
Oracle, that's right.
Yeah, that.
I like to bring a little EDH with me to Legacy when I can.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Okay. Chat has also confirmed. Let's see what happens. Game 2, Ivan has looks like a snap kept 7.
Yep, Champagne is either a thorough shuffler or maybe has mulled once.
We are seeing a lot of love for Coiling Oracle. That card was maybe a little before my time.
Yeah, not by. Oh no, my note was original Ravnica block. I was thinking RTR block. Yeah. Ooh, we almost got a little peek at Champagne's hand, but pulled it back. Adorable dog on that playmat. Is that
looks like Champagne looks like. Is that a mulligan?
They're manipulating cards. Is Ivan gonna make a little smiley face here? A little. Oh, cute.
And Champagne is on 6.
Ivan showing off the capabilities of his smartphone there. Thanks, Ivan. The tech demo.
Ivan keeping it real.
Starting off with basic forest. We assume a ramp spell or draw spell. Wild growth. Ooh, there's an art choice.
That is a very fancy wild growth. Gonna get a closer look at it.
It's the Ice Age art. An instant force negation on that. That seems aggressive.
Yeah. Wonder what that could mean.
Champagne might be afraid of Ivan getting off to a quick start here, I guess.
I mean, if you're Esper Vial, that's your job.
Yeah, that's fair.
That deck is at its best playing Drago, and a Baleful Strix. It's all right here, but it's not a hugely impactful card. It's not really threatening much.
Yeah, I mean,
against Witch House.
That's definitely true. It's. I feel like it has great value in the mid game when you can start abusing it, but that planes there also would make it difficult to cast.
Ouch.
Ooh.
And there's the Stony Silence.
Sorry, I blew that force negation, I guess. I mean, with no turn 1 Vial, this may not necessarily shut Champagne down, but
Charming Prince has entered the battlefield and will be scrying.
Charming Prince, another new toy. Death in Texas is off of that for the moment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's some Yorion versions people have been toying around with that run it, but there's not really room.
Not really. You mean in the 80 card version as well? Or?
In the 60 card version. Okay. Like, it's a card that's good with Recruiter. There's a specific line of casting Recruiter on turn 3 and then vialing it in on the Prince in on the same turn. That lets you use your mana very well. But Death and Taxes does not play 4 copies of Recruiter of the Guard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess all those modes are kind of just fine.
Beyond Sadistic, Corey here pointing out that Charming Prince does also flicker cards that you own but do not control, i.e. Gilded Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a very useful card to have at least one of there.
It's a mean trick. I remember playing Gilded Drake and Capsize together back in the day.
Yeah, well, Death and Taxes mostly cares that it is kind of underwhelming without a valuable flicker target.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I haven't here the O-Ring.
Always wanted to play Charming Prince with Dubious Challenge to take both it and the big creature too. I'm going to look that card up.
Use our fancy tool here, exclamation point card name.
Oh, that is
You got some people excited in the chat here for it.
Yeah, stoked about the new toys for Esper Vial, Opposition Agent, and Hull Breacher. Yeah, both of those cards unfortunately look strong.
Commander Legends just bringing some heat. It really feels like Modern Horizons 2 almost.
Almost. Yeah, well, there will also be a Modern Horizons 2 next year.
Yeah.
Hold on, dear. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, everyone.
And they can even get a little wackier with this because they don't have to worry about Modern. Just
Yeah.
so many strong cards.
That Wheel of Misfortune is actually getting me a little bit excited. Not gonna lie. Okay, we've seen a Recruiter. We've seen Oblivion Ring from Ivan Luz hitting the Prince. And now a Recruiter from Champagne hitting Skyclave Apparition. Which, let it be noted, is better than Oblivion Ring.
I mean, Oblivion Ring can't always attack. That's sad. But so a little poke for
Can't
one.
always attack, you say, but with Opalescence in play, it is bigger than Skyclave Apparition.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did double check, and 0 copies of Opalescence in Ivan's list, which is a little sad. But I don't know what the stock Enchantress build is, but
I don't think it ever runs Opalescence.
This can't just be the old replenish Opalescence deck from from Standard before you were born.
Oh no. Yeah, that must have been.
It was super fun. It was a very mean deck as well, with cards like Parallax Wave and Parallax Tide to completely eat all of your stuff. But
yeah, honestly, we're seeing elements of. I mean, a deck with a bunch of synergy pieces that move each other around and eat all of your stuff seems rather familiar.
Yep. That's just good, clean Magic. That's what everyone loves. Everyone loves to end the game with no permanents on the board.
That's also that's also literally Esper Vial's game plan. Mike Diffin says, if I own some Sanctums, I might have an idea of what to do with Opalescence.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those cards that has just gotten wrecked this year with all the reserved list spikes.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to build Enchantress as well. Enchantress or even Leylines is like the cute, fun option.
What is that card that Ivan just played?
Living Wish.
Living Wish. Okay, that is just the old art.
We'll see what that target is.
I don't recognize because that
Old
card
art
is almost as old as I am.
Argothian Enchantress. Speaking of very, very old cards and reserved list cards. Oh yeah, Soul Herder with Skyclave is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Ivan might have a turn or two here to get some engine going. He has 2 cards in hand. He's tapped out, but he has resolved an Argothian Enchantress. Thankfully, has Shroud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not much he can do to get around it other than putting the pressure on and making him jump block.
Just some swings here. Argothian Enchantress, not a good blocker. The looks like the O-ring was what was taking off the apparition there.
Yep, the apparition took O-ring, which got back Charming Prince, which in turn flickered Recruiter again. And Recruiter fetched Soul Herder. It's the never-ending train of value. Now Soul Herder is getting cast.
Are there any copies of Ephemerate in this list? Ephemerate is a super fun card.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's sad. I mean, I don't think it's as good as what the current game plan is, but it is more fun.
That is one of the variants of Esper Vial, running Spellseeker with a couple of one-ofs like Ephemerate or Unearth.
Yeah, I know Dr. Leo is a big fan of all of those cards you mentioned.
You can do fun things.
So Ivan here gonna have one turn to go off, I think, before Champagne just closes the door. We'll see what happens. All right, back of Enchantress. Left Coast SF here in the chat. If anyone would like some knowledgeable Esper Vial commentary as well as an experienced pilot of the deck.
Yep, Left Coast definitely has some good points about Vial.
There's yellow. All right. Elephant Grass, maybe a better card when it also has Divination stapled onto it. Argothian Enchantress is a cast trigger, I believe, right? Successfully cast. That's unfortunate.
Cast trigger. So it's still two extra cards, even if it's countered.
The printed card says successfully cast. Is the Oracle text different?
Successfully cast is how they used to word it.
Oh yeah, it has been updated to just a cast trigger. Okay. That's why it's weird. Cards from 20 years ago, you can't trust what they say on them.
Successfully cast does not mean successfully resolve.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone playing 4-color limb against someone recent or locally, not recently, because we haven't played in paper here locally forever. But one of the newer players, asked to read my Sylvan library. I have the Legends copy, and I said, "Let me just pull up the Oracle text for you. Like, just don't even bother."
Yeah. Some of the old cards just.
Sterling Grove. So Sarah's
Sterling Grove is a much better card now that you've got your double cantrip, because you can you can tutor to the top and pretty easily get it the same turn.
Yeah, this is a lot going on here.
Oh,
that's what we said.
and Solitary has happened. All right.
Yeah,
and it's
that's what we
gonna
said.
take. It's gonna take a lot to get out of this now.
Yeah, Ivan needed a big turn, and he got it for sure.
That's about as close to a lock as you can get, except there's a second Sterling Grove that would do it.
Champagne, of course, here can try to get rid of the one Sterling Grove, like he pointed out. I think Solitary Confinement just gives the player hex proof, or gives the player shroud, not your permanents. So
yep. I completely forgot it had that mode, and it looks like we are forcing Solitary Confinement, and Ivan plays how many copies?
That makes
2. Okay, so there could be a second one, but
it looks like no way to get things out of the graveyard out of Ivan's deck here. I'm sort of surprised to not see like a Hall of Heliod Generosity or something.
I mean, you want as much green mana as you can get.
Oh yeah, definitely. You have some. I think that like a one of even in the wish board would be reasonable, since Living Wish can get it. But I've never played the modern legacy version of Enchantress, so I'm not sure how badly it wants it. Yeah. Beyond Sadistic here, our streamer tonight, and representing MTG Paper Legacy in chat, is also a Witch House player and has some opinions about it. I like it even for these less common, less popular decks. I guess Esper Vial is becoming more common, but we even have experienced pilots in the chat to talk about them too.
Yeah, there's people in this chat who know much more about Esper than I do. I basically played one league, said cool, and then went back to D&T.
Yeah, no one. I've never played against anyone locally on this deck, but like we said, it's sort of gained popularity during lockdown, so I'm sure a lot of us haven't played against it in our local scenes.
Imagine having a local scene.
Yeah, we had before lockdown we had between 8 to 12 players at each of our weeklies, so we had a small but regular scene. Prez, I'm not sure that it is a blast to play against. I mean, have you seen what Champagne did last game?
it's I mean it's as much of a it's as much of a blast as playing against Miracles, except for the tap out, except for the Vial factor, the fun factor. What the deck does is more fun, but it can still have a lot of the game. The object of the deck is to lock you out of playing the game. So there's a certain cap on.
I do like that is one of my less favorite parts about Miracles, though, is just how few game actions you really take other than cantrips and counter spells until you find one of your 2 or 3 win cons. So something like Esper Vial where I get to do more stuff is attractive. A Wasteland at Sarah Sanctum, though.
Yeah, get it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Ivan definitely realized some benefit off of it already, but definitely shutting that down for next turn is a great call. Without that solitary confinement resolving, it seems like Ivan might still be in danger here, though. So Ivan will have a turn here probably to get some more stuff on the board. Champagne just found some answers to all the stuff that actually mattered, though. That's actually, yeah. Ivan will be pressed into chump blocking next turn, unless he's able to develop something interesting here or find some removal.
Has Ivan drawn for turn yet?
Table Spotter here says that we're on Ivan's instep. I haven't. He's untapped, but I'm not sure if he's drawn. Have you? So our November league just started as well. Have you had a chance to play any of your matches yet, Astrid?
Nope. We will get to that when we get to it.
Yeah. Hard to say. I feel like my pool is stacked. We have several of the people who qualified for last season's invitational in my pool.
Nice. I mean,
Yep. And Beyond Sadistic, they're pointing out that month was the largest we've had so far. I think we hit low 60s for player, right? Thanks for commiserating with me there, chat.
okay. Utopia Sprawl has been cast and double cantripped. That is some value.
I like these little glass.
Presumably gonna name green.
Well, it looks like Ivan's got some little glass tokens on his lands there to tell us what all of the colors on them are.
That is very clever. So we see one of them on white, one of them on black, and one on blue.
The blue is an interesting choice there. I guess he has.
Must
he
be
has
an
Back to Basics?
invocation.
Oh,
Or Back
right,
to Basics. So there's stuff there.
You're right. I forgot about the blue splash, even though we did see it last game. So Ivan 5, 6 access to 6 mana. Yeah, beyond sadistic, we are both together in the pool of death there. Although we have a lot of strong players on the Discord in general. So
let's see. I'm in the pool with Prez, right? Yeah. And a number of other lovely people.
Sorry, I seem to have dropped my stream here.
I
We'll get you
don't
back here
see you
shortly.
there.
Yep, I am here. My OBS died, so I'm getting it set up again. Sorry for everyone here.
All right.
But y'all can still hear my voice, which is the most important part, right? Everyone knows what I look like.
How could I forget? And there's the invocation.
Hey, called it.
On Sterling Grove. And drawing 2. Oh, my OBS is gone too. I will make a new one.
Oh, goodness. A little bit of technical difficulty here, but you know.
Okay, there we are.
We did a I've been here continuing to go off. Destiny Spinner. He's assembling a white board here, but the stuff Champagne has out, it's just going to go over the top of it unless Ivan could find, elephant grass or solitary confinement. Champagne's just going to have an unobstructed swing. Plenty of cards in hand, though.
Yep, both of these decks are very good at drawing cards.
Yeah, I'm unsure if Ivan has any.
Actually closing out games.
Yeah. Unsure if Ivan has any mana left in pool. I didn't do math while we were figuring out the OBS links there. Let's see, 3. I'm going to count 5 mana spent. I thought he had access to 6 when I counted. So, players holding on for us. That's sweet. We'll catch up. Crit of the Guard for Champagne. Getting Aetherstorm Canvas. That's a good one to draw.
Yep.
Prez going to bring some spice to the league. Yeah, I really love how the league doesn't really punish you for playing some brews since you're not locked into a deck list.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried that, but then I bring brews to leagues and it's just I don't win.
I mean, that's one of the risks you have when you have fun with Magic, right?
I guess. Maybe I'll try out some. We'll have to see.
I feel like a pretty decent mix between all 3 psychographics. When things actually matter, I do certainly get a win, but I also like having some fun with lists.
I'm complicated, yeah. I mean, everyone's some of each.
Yeah.
That's how they work. It looks like Ivan's passed the turn.
Yep.
And we're gonna see some attacking.
If Destiny Spinner, they're doing a medium job of keeping the
2/2s back.
Keeping the ground, yeah.
Now we'll see an attack for 4.
Notably,
so Ivan.
One more turn clock there.
Mm-hmm.
Left Coast, speaking of replenish there.
Astral Slide, Replenish, Typhoon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Not sure what exactly Astral Slide does in that deck, but that sounds like fun.
Just value stuff. I think we saw the list play out at some point. I feel like someone has played a cycling or a control deck with a cycling sub theme at one of the fight nights.
Sorry, because there are now 8 Astral Slides because of Modern Horizon. That was a card that nobody remembers.
I remember people going nuts for the spoilers, but I just don't know. It didn't really pan out to be anything important.
Yeah.
It's no fluctuator.
No.
So flicker this, tick that up. This Recruiter the Guard Soul Herder interaction is so gross when you can keep the board clear like this. I guess, I mean, Ivan is doesn't have a lot of threatening creatures or whatever you have to take care of or worry about getting aggroed out. But
Not usually. Don't lie to me. MTG bot.
I guess Drifting Shade must have cycling or something, and it didn't tell us.
Yeah.
Astral Drift, there we go.
Drifting slide.
Drifting Slide. I feel like getting 8 of them is good enough.
Drifting slide, not to be confused with astral.
I mean, that sounds like one of the Robo Rosewater cards. I don't know if you ever followed that Twitter before.
You're right.
I haven't thought about that in a long time. Doomwake Giant. There's a way you can get rid of some of the stuff on Champagne's side. Maybe not the Soul Herder, but
we'll hope it resolves.
Well, he has the Destiny Spinner, so it's
true.
going to
Well,
unless
I
it
mean,
bounces.
Let's see. What do you get with the?
He got a Vincer.
Okay, Venser can bounce the spell.
Yeah. He has enough mana to just recast it, though, right? Yeah.
Does he?
Doomwake Giant costs
5.
5. Yeah. He has 2 Utopia Sprawls there, and then 1 Utopia Sprawl on the other one. Oh, that's not a Utopia Sprawl. Oh, you're right. I think he just has 4 mana.
No. It's not
that one
floating any.
Yeah, the one on the end is an Abundant Growth, not a Wild Growth.
Oh yeah, he has at most 3 mana right now.
The force in the middle taps for 3. I think the force in the middle is double Utopia Sprawl, I believe.
Yeah, so that's 3 mana, not quite enough to recast.
Yeah, there's an untapped forest with the Abundant Growth down there at the left, but you're right, he's 1 short no matter what, unless he has a surprise land drop here. He did just draw 2 off of it, so he might have a land drop. Yeah, according to our spotter here, there's not any land drop yet this turn. I've been scooting that Savannah over. Ivan is a more methodical player than I realized, I think. We don't get to see the mods on stream quite as much.
And whose fault is that?
Technically ours. So there's a Winsup Heath, so he'll have access to recasting that if he wants this turn, but with no mana for follow-ups, it seems less exciting. Go to 3 within bolt range if Champagne has a Manamorphose hiding somewhere.
Thank you, Prez.
Not as much playing as on commentary, right? So Ivan here tapping a lot of mana, just going to redeploy the Doomwake. Fortunately, that won't get lethal off the board. He's still going to have to chump block at best next. No, that's still lethal, right? No, I'm sorry. I forgot about the Destiny Spinner. So, be a big trade.
Yeah, would you trade a Doomwake Giant for a Soul Herder?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think, because if I can untap and play 2 or 3 more enchantments, then I can just start blowing stuff up. I feel like I would just jump with the with an Argothian Enchantress there, but We'll see what Ivan does. He has enough mana to make Destiny Spinner activation actually a thing. And that would be a big / big right now. Like 10/10. I'm estimating 10/10. It might be ±2.
I see 13 enchantments.
All right, I was off by 1. Should have cast a wider net. Yeah, 13 is quite a bit. And the most problematic things on Ivan's side of the board, in fact, I guess everything except for lands is protected, either through Sterling Grove or Argothian Enchantress just having Shroud. Doomwake Giant is an enchantment creature, so. Yeah, Enchantress is an enchantment, but she does protect herself. Oh, the count for enchantments. Okay, gotcha.
All right. It looks like a land has been bounced by Venser.
Like the one with double Utopia Sprawl. I've been spreading those out like
Yeah.
But we'll just get an untap here with no attack from Champagne. I think Champagne must think that they can disrupt this enough to still win.
I mean, you're getting at most 1 Doomwake. Oh wait, no, Esther. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
So now 2. So this, yeah.
Okay, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Welcome to Expire Dragon. Thanks for the follow. And
yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, gonna cast that 1 creature spell here, or that 1 enchantment spell.
Notably, this match is running very low on clock.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are actually we do keep the players on a loose leash here, trying to keep the stream going because these are definitely Esper Vial has a way of grinding games to help while it tries to find a way to win. So
this isn't even game 3.
No, it's not. Oblivion Ring there taking care of the Soul Herder. So I think we are about to cut to turns here, and that would probably sew things up for Ivan. Taking care of the Soul Herder here, going to be able to get a swing in with Doomwake Giant and the Destiny Spinner. Enough mana to even activate. No, not enough mana to activate Destiny Spinner. I've been making land.
No, that's right. Not quite. Almost.
Yeah. Ivan here is going to be turn 0. There's not a whole lot on the line with these. These are more exhibition matches than anything, but bragging rights and points for our season invitational are up for grabs. We actually just had our we just had our invitational a couple weeks ago. So this is the first event where players can earn points for that. That's just 1 point for any match win. And then at the end of 3 months, so beginning of February, we'll cut to the top 8 and do a double elimination. It was a lot of fun a couple weeks ago. I'm excited for the next one. Ivan with a big swing there.
Ivan can win here, or maybe he decks himself. Coming from our spotter. Although, unless there's like literally 3 cards left.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to cast another spell to win. I don't think he can just activate Destiny Spinner a couple times and just get in there.
Technically lethal next turn.
Yeah. Ivan showing the proper amount of greed here and realizing he's safe against Wheel of Fortune, I guess. So, I mean, Champagne needs to have everything here. I don't believe there are access to any board wipes in the 75.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, unless Plague Engineer counts.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to on this board. I'm surprised to see no copies of like Supreme Verdict in the 75.
No, because the deck kind of relies on having creatures to lock the games up.
That's fair. I love having access to reset buttons in general, even if
Yeah.
sometimes they're not the best for me. But
I mean,
you
the
are right
times
that
when you most often need the reset buttons are like against Empty the Warrens, in which case -1/-1 is plenty.
Yep. Ivan here, I assume figuring out how much he can pay for, yeah, seeing some activations there of that Destiny Spinner. So I have to imagine this is going to end in a 1-1 draw here. Prez just giving us the big collector oof there. I'd be surprised if Ivan didn't activate one more land to protect against swords. Oh, does it turn into a champ?
And we're seeing a concession.
Wonderful. There we go.
All right.
Yep. The
I guess that's going to end up being the match here.
Yeah, that is a draw for now. But if you guys will hang tight, we will be back in a few minutes with Mr. Jack Dex versus Tensei here on stream. We'll be right back.